Folks, PIB'S Perturbed. That's gonna be the name of this one. PIB'S Perturbed. Okay, I'm just fucking exhausted. I mean, basically, before quarantine, I had a live band for shows only. I mean, I wrote all the stuff, I produced everything, but they were just so I could play shows. And so quarantine happens. There's no music scene. It just doesn't exist. There's no music scene. But we were in a Battle of the Bands competition. We made it to finals, and then it got canceled. And so now, months later, they still want to do Battle of the Bands, and I'm like, hey, I don't have a band. I ended the band because it made sense, because we didn't have a music scene. People were moving in different directions in life. People don't understand how fucking nearly impossible it is to find a band member, because they have to check. You gotta, get along with them. They gotta be good enough. They gotta be available. They gotta be motivated enough to play songs that aren't theirs. It's a lot to ask of somebody, and it's super unlikely. So I figured I was moving in more of a pop, sort of indie, alternative pop, experimental pop, whatever you want to call it, direction anyways, sort of moving away from the rock roots. So it just made sense. I'll have way more time to put into content, to put into things like this, to put into making music, rather than putting all my time and energy into a live band that, it's not the 1970s. And then 70s, you played the clubs, you played the bars, and then through word of mouth, you hopefully met some executive or some insider, But that's not what the business model is now. Now you got to do do a TikTok dance just to get anywhere in life. This is the day and age we're in. If you want to make it, you got to be putting out content. You got to dance monkey dance. You got to do the fucking Fortnite dance, That's what you got to do now. So it just made sense. I would have more time to put into content, and it's not the 70s. So why am I putting all my time and energy into a live band when people rarely these days make it outside of the internet? The old-fashioned natural way of just playing gigs, like the Guitar Hero story mode, So the band's over. It's for the better. Everybody was very respectful and understanding and supportive of this new direction. And I would say the reception of like the last couple songs I've released have been the most positive when I've moved away from the old direction. So the point is, they still want to do Battle of the Bands. And I'm like, hey, guys, I don't have a band. Seems like that might be a prereq. So they were like, well, you can just film you playing all the parts and then like overlay them together. So it's like you're a band. It's like your band. It's like Shadow Clone Jutsu band. That's fine by me, but the rule of we have to send in a video now because we can't have it in person. So we have to send in a video. Should have probably addressed that. But the point is, I have to send in a video. I'm going against a band of like 4 or 5 guys. They just have to put a fucking mic in the room and a fucking camera in the room. Your boy's got to memorize 6 parts and play them. Well, here's the rule. The rule of the virtual Battle of the Bands is you can't cut. Like, it has to be one take so they know it's kind of like it was live. Each part has to be one take. And you have to film you doing it so they know that it wasn't edited. So I have to not only learn 6 parts, but I have to flawlessly play them in one take. Each of them flawlessly in one take. So Uh, I'm just sapped. I'm drained. I spent all day recording drums and trying to get that perfect take. And then I realized I didn't play to a click because I, for some reason, thought that would be cheating. Well, I mean, I was like, they don't get to play to a click. They don't have to play to a click. So I would have an advantage if there was a metronome in my ear. But I didn't take into consideration the fucking fact that I don't have a band. So I need a click. It'd be like if you told them, okay, play your song, but everybody go in separate rooms so you can't hear each other. So basically, I have to re-record the perfect take, but this time I'm doing it to a fucking click because when I didn't do it to a click, I couldn't get everything lined up time-wise exactly. It's just been a fucking pain in the ass. But we're doing it. We're doing it. Because I said I would. And PIB'S a man of his word. So, I'm not going to have hair. My hair's going to fall out of my head, but we're going to do it because PIB is, and yeah, I'm speaking in the third person, he's a man of his word. So, PIB'S perturbed. And that's all there is to it. I have to learn all the parts. I got to play all the parts flawlessly. And at this point, whatever happens, happens. Whatever happens, happens. I don't even know what the reward's going to be. It used to be you get to play live on the radio, but I don't have a band. So who knows? Who knows? God bless the radio station. God bless everybody there. But PIB's hair's going to fall out. PIB's soul is leaving his body. PIB's light in his eyes is escaping into the nether. So, I digress. But other than that, we're chilling. We're chilling. Haven't played video games in years, but I went to my old roomie's wedding. Congrats. And everybody pulled me back into the game. I felt like it was fucking Ocean's 11. Like, one more job. One more job and I'm out. I'm out of the life. But they pulled me back in. And to be completely honest, I don't think I've been perfectly honest with myself. But looking back at like fucking... When I was a kid, I was a epic gamer child. I was all about it. And if you told me I was addicted, I would have slapped you across the face. But now that I look back, I might have been a little addicted. Might have had a little of a prob. I think a good gauge to know if you got probs is if you've ever done the ultimate sin of waking up, immediately turning on your 360 to play Halo, and then you don't turn it off until 4 a.m. the next day. So if you've ever... There's a lot of people out there that have done that, I'm sure. A lot of greasy fellows, I'm sure. But I've done that a lot. I did it a lot back in the day. I did that a lot. I mean, the old wake up, boop, and then just all day. Just all day. And I can't do that now. I mean, that was when I was a kid and you had no conscience whatsoever. Now I do that and I want to fucking kill myself. So they're pulling me back in, and it's making me a little nervous. I'm getting a little tense. I feel like if you're an alcoholic and you're like, oh, I'm just going to have a beer. But you know where that's going. You know where the beer's going. You know where it's all headed. And so I've acquired in my adulthood discipline, productivity, trying to become the man I want to become, working towards that. And I'll be damned if fucking Warzone takes that away from me. I'll be damned if fucking Among Us takes that away from me. Because the grind ain't stopping. We got to keep it moving. We got to keep it pushing, you know? So, I don't know. I feel like it's like they say an alcoholic, even a sober alcoholic, they always are still an alcoholic. It's always within them, even if they're sober. It's always, the alcoholism will always be within them. They just have to learn to deal with it. And that's kind of me with games. I can have fun. We can play some Smash Bros or whatever. You can come over. But as far as like Cyberpunk, you think I'm going to play Cyberpunk? They're talking about how it's the most immersive, huge, lifelike game. Are you shitting me? I would fall into a hole. I would become a fucking hermit instantaneously in real time. Like a beard would instantly grow on me. I would instantly, like, the grease would just overflow in my body, right? Like, that's the reality of what would happen. I would just become a sad man. So we got to stay away. We got to keep it at arm's length. I got my eye on it. Okay. So, but we're not going to stop grinding for those of you out there who enjoy this for some reason. We're going to keep it moving. I'm exhausted. I almost didn't want to do this, but I'm going to do it because I do it no matter what. On some Tony Robbins ass shit. Hey. Well, I feel like I got it out. I feel like you were a good listener. You did good. I see you there, sitting there, fucking, you know what you're doing. And I could call the police, but you know, we got a thing here, you and I. And so I'm going to let it slide, and we're going to just relax. So, hope you enjoy this episode. Subscribe, blah, blah, blah. You know what it is. All right. Thanks, guys. Bye.